Hello. It's Sad Part, man. How are y'all doing today on this beautiful, what's Friday for me? Let me know in the comments how you're feeling though. Did you have a good week? Did you work hard? Did you put in the pain that it takes to get to the top? I know I did, guys. But yeah, today we're gonna be talking about Yeat and his encounters with aliens, his interesting lingo. It's basically just a super rare Yeat interview, you know. Ever since he went mainstream and big, we haven't really got that many looks into his personality or his anything at all, really, you know. He doesn't do that many interviews. He talked about Doomsday and the millions of dollars he spent preparing for the end of the world. Like, there's a lot of really interesting things in this article, and we're gonna go over all that and more. Donald Glover, new music, substances, and death, and oh my gosh, guys, this is such a great Yeat interview. It's actually written and or partly written by Kieran Press Reynolds. Shout out to Kieran Press Reynolds, man. Friend of the channel, Kieran Press Reynolds. I'll put his Instagram on the screen now. Go tell him thank you for this article because it is a work of art. But yeah, let's get into it. Before that though, if you could drop a subscription if you're new. If you're not new, drop a like and drop a comment. I'm trying to get to 8 million subscribers by the end of the year, so it's gonna take a lot of hard work, and I would really appreciate it, guys. Also, I do have a vlog coming out soon with a bunch of artist interviews like V's, Molly Santana, Laserdem, blah blah blah. And if you want to stay updated on where I'm gonna post that, when I'm gonna post that, make sure you follow my Instagram at sadpart, SADPRT. But let's get into this. Welcome to Planet Yeat interview done by The Face. Now, The Face is actually the people that did the 2 Hollis interview as well, and I went over that video yesterday. I'll put that on the screen now if you want to watch the 2 Hollis. But this is the Yeat interview, okay? Welcome to Planet Yeat. Yeat has topped the US album chart thanks to the rabid young fan base of his ecstasy-fueled mutant rage rap. But is his bizarro persona all an act? The Face joins him on a tipsy adventure in Paris to find out. And yeah, this was taken from the new print issue of The Face. If you didn't know, The Face is a magazine and they sell physical copies, so if you want to go cop that, feel free. But yeah, they conducted this interview in Paris during Art Basel Paris, which is like a big art festival with a bunch of rich people buying expensive paintings. For example, Julie Mehretu's gorgeously gray painting, In Style, sold for $10 million the day that this interview was conducted. So, you know, there's a bunch of rich old ladies and old men. But then you see Yeat, flanked by bodyguards. This California rapper is wearing a long black Vetements jacket. As you can see in a lot of the pictures they published, he's got a silver skull chain, black pants to go with a jacket, and even a black beret, because he's really trying to get into that French persona. And they call him the most bizarro breakout rapper of the 2020s. And that's low-key like a very fitting description, okay? Because if you look at someone like Yeat, his music, his image, and everything, you would not expect this to be a big rapper, okay? But somehow Yeat slipped through the cracks and made it all the way to the mainstream. Now he has songs with Drake and Don Toliver, bro. Like, he's one of the biggest rappers out, and he's only 24 years old, okay? He broke through super recently. He blew up around the likes of, you know, Summers and Autumn and Slay World, but he took it to a whole nother level, and that's super cool to see. They characterize him as a Romanian Mexican American, although we have heard, you know, conversations from other people that he's a fake Mexican and fake claiming that. But let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. They say he looks like an art house vampire and the Dr. Doofenshmirtz cartoon supervillain of the post SoundCloud rap set. And that's cool that that's what they're calling like rap now. Like if you blow up after like Lil Yachty, you're like considered post SoundCloud, like that's what they're calling them, I guess. But yeah, they walked around a bunch of paintings with him and sculptures, and apparently he stopped to take a photo of a painting of a withered body and said, quote, "This one soothes me," of a piece with swirling blue brushstrokes. So just imagine a swirling blue brushstroked painting, and that's what soothes Yeat. That's what he thinks of to fall asleep at night. Then they talk about the words he's invented, such as Twizzy, Cranky, Schmooktober, and his obsession with putting umlauts, which are like those 2 dots on top of the E's. He puts that in all his song titles. And that's another really cool thing about Yeat. Like, he kind of invites you into this universe that he's created. Okay, so it's just not just the music or the image. Like fans can use his lingo, they can dress like him with the turban or the ski mask or whatever. Like Yeat kind of makes this whole world for fans to dive into. A lot of people have said though that since he revealed his face, like the aura's gone, like he's not as cool anymore, like because he used to never show his face, and now his face is out, his hair is out, he got no turban or nothing. But I don't know, I still find his music cool and his image cool and stuff. We get into some really fun and cool quotes and stuff in 1 second, but first they talked about his experience and him downing champagne and escargot while engaging in discourse about art, black sunglasses cloaking his eyes. So yeah, it's a interesting setting for Yeat to be in, really approaching that high class lifestyle. And they say that it's weird, like it's a far cry from those outrageous rap lines that he got famous for, such as Osama my bro, as well as told that girl to bob the build that booty if she really want one. And they're saying that there's a big like contrast between Yeat's musical character and then his real self, which is something I cover a lot on this channel. Like all these rappers and stuff, like you see them online, but it's not their real personality. Like it's just a character that they portray. Everything you perceive of them from the internet is literally what they want you to perceive, for the most part at least. And I think that's why a lot of fans are into the underground, because there's less of a separation between the character and the person within the underground. You know, like Summers is just Summers, bro. Like once you blow up to like the Yeat level, it's a clear dynamic, and that's what they comment on here. Another thing that was really funny to me was they said that he was showing them his lock screen, and the lock screen on his phone was actually a Minions meme. And it's funny because he obviously made that viral song for the Minions movie that had people showing up to the theaters wearing, you know, suits and turbans. And he also talks about the alien encounter, which has been a really iconic piece of lore for a long time. He tells them with a super realistic, like grave conviction, they're saying, so he's not joking about this at all. And he had a terrifying alien visitation when he was a child. Quote, they didn't say anything. They put a light up to my face and just left. I had my blanket over my face because I didn't want to look at them. I was too scared. I was like, F this. It looked like they had a lantern that was so bright it shined through the blanket. That's basically my first memory ever. I think they maybe wiped my memory. And like, wow, bro, like this sounds like the plot to E.T. Yeat, like don't play. But I don't know, we've heard this before obviously, and a lot of people do buy into it. They're like, bro, like they gave Yeat his power, they show Yeat the future. I don't know, maybe it was just a bad dream, or maybe Yeat really did encounter a UFO or something. Like we know that there's been a lot of stuff on the news lately, and Yeat could be calling them back to his home. That they told him how to invent schmunky Twizzy, and then they left. But I don't know, to be honest, it's kind of hard to believe a story like this, especially when he's saying that that's his first memory ever. It kind of feels to me like maybe he did too many substances and he misremembered something, or there was a bad dream, or I don't know. Like unless we can get his parents kind of agreeing with the fact that he told them this, it's pretty hard to believe. But then he talks about his two places of living right now, which are Los Angeles and Oregon. And I believe he has family in Oregon and stuff. They labeled him a California rapper, but you know, West Coast, Oregon and stuff. I believe that's where he went to high school. And now he owns a house, a 3.5 acre house that serves a studio, a place to store his trophies, a chilling zone, and apparently more than roughly 260 firearms. And this is a gigantic arsenal, bro. This is like a small army, like a small country's army could command this type of arsenal, bro. It includes gas masks, nuclear fallout pills, which help you not getting cancer when the nuke hits, food rations for years, about 300,000 bullets, armor, helmet, night vision, thermal. Like, bro, Yeat is too deep. And we've seen videos. He has Instagram dedicated to like this firearm stuff, but like, holy, he said he spent 1.5 million on this cache of weapons and ammunition. And like, I mean, holy, like, he'll be ready, bro. Like, if the world comes to an end, if the UFOs invade, and maybe that's what Yeat is scared of. Like, the whole alien thing might have left him scarred Like maybe they touched him somewhere down deep and it really left him with these bad memories. And he thinks they're gonna come back and finish the job, so I guess he'll be ready, hopefully. Yeah, I guess be careful if you're ever out in Oregon and see a 3.5 acre compound. Do not go inside because you might not leave. The interviewer said that they were startled, and but Yeat talks about it like it's nothing. Quote, "I like that to be my place where if stuff goes down, I'm good." And yeah, honestly, bro, like I wish I had the type of money to have a place like that or something, like, because you never know, bro. It feels like the end of times are approaching, and I wish I had like a little mountain house, like I could grow tomatoes and have like horses or something. Like that would be fire. But I don't, and I don't have $1.5 million to spend on ammunition either. But I can make a fire and I can hunt, so if anyone does, feel free. They also talk about Zach Bia, who they describe as a 28-year-old DJ and record executive, and It Boy. And that's kind of Yeat's new friend in the industry, and he kind of introduced him to a lot of the success that he's been around recently. He probably brought him to this little Paris Fashion Week thing as well. He also talks about Morse code, which Yeat claims to be his preferred mode of communication, which is another, like Yeat has to be trolling, bro. He has to be a troll because he's saying that he uses Morse code because it allows him to, quote, speak with no emotion. And he says that sometimes when on a phone call, he responds by clacking on a typewriter with the Morse code of either yes or no. And that his friends have memorized the different sounds that the Y and N keys make when he presses them, so they know. Bro, they're basically calling a damn magic 8-ball, because he's not giving them real answers, bro. He's just saying yes or no. Like, if I was friends with Yeat, I would be like, okay, bro, like, just cut it out. Like, I know you're trying to be funny. I know you got this whole, like, aura around you and stuff, but we're having a real conversation, man. He also claims that okay, this is how you know he's trolling, bro. He says, he also claims he's never seen a single movie or TV show in his life, though he would like to act. And this is obviously fake. I mean, we've literally seen videos of Yeat watching TV or watching a movie. Remember that? What was that video of? It was like a movie or something, and it was like a nuclear fallout in Florida, and there was a video of Yeat being like, "Oh my gosh, is this real? Is this a real thing? Like, oh, what just happened?" And it was like literally from a movie. And so the interviewer said, "Whose work would you most like to act in?" And he says Donald Glover, and then teases that they may make a show together in the future. The dude doing the interview said, "I just finished the first season of Atlanta," and Yeat said amazing, and saying he's heard of it. So the quote, the thing of him saying amazing is kind of hinting that, yeah, he actually does watch TV, which is obviously true, bro. No one has never seen a single movie or TV show in their whole life. And I mean, especially a rapper like Yeat, like, he's not the type of rapper to go out and be out. Like, he seems like to be the dude to stay in his crib. So what's he gonna do all day? Record music? Like, no, bro. He's definitely watching like SpongeBob or Amazing World of Gumball or something. Like, I feel like he's into that cartoonish shit just because he's eating all those cereal bowls and stuff. They also mentioned a Complex interview from 2 years ago where he said that some psychedelic substances had opened up his mind when he first started doing them in high school, and that he was also doing X while making his first album Up to Me in 2021, and that was a lot of people's favorite project of him. And he says that he was in a perk era for the creation of his 2023 album Afterlife, but he was completely sober while making 2093, and people did not like 2093, and they've made that very clear, which is why when he dropped the recent album Lifestyle, he got a really good receiving of it. Like, fans loved it, and some people think it might be because he was back to like that party lifestyle. And he says, quote, he's kind of been back in that bag, not X like that, but more turn up bag, drinking, partying here and there. I'll never lie in my music. If I'm geeking, I'm geeking. So yeah, apparently he's not on the hard stuff right now, but he's been, drinking, going out to the club, having fun, or something along those lines. Okay, so when Yeat talks about his life and his music, it's not cap. And I guess if he's rapping the substance stuff, he's doing the substance stuff. But it sounds to me like he's kind of like living a double edge. He's not super stuck at home and sober like he was on 2093, but he's also not going super hard like he was on Afterlife or whatever. He's kind of in the middle. And I think the project came out good. I think it reflects a good balance of not your mind being not completely gone, but also having the turn up and kind of creative energy that does flow from substances. Like, we can't lie, like, substances do give artists a lot of good music. He also talks about another thing that people always mention about him, saying that he almost has, quote, died 3 times. And, quote, I made 20 songs that night, just geeking in a closet. I'd probably been up 9 or 10 days with no sleep, when referencing Always Alive, which had released when he's talking about. He also claims he'd been consuming a cocktail of Adderall and X, but that now he's sworn off of any opiate substances because they're too slow, make me lazy, and make things boring, and that he wants to get back more to more of a turnt vibe, like I think was pretty apparent in Lifestyle. Quote, you'll hear it in this music just by the choice of beats. And I mean, yeah, he's not going to be into that slow stuff. I guess he's going to be more on the rage and turn up. He then gave further insight into his Lifestyle album, which he was locked in with Synthetic for, which is a California producer and who co-produced a majority of the album, and apparently helped Yeat sift through around 7,000 beats when choosing what they were going to use on the project. Yeat says that his favorite song off of the whole album, or at least the one he's most proud of, is Gone for a Min, which is quote, the best song on the album, maybe the best song I've ever made, he declares, slumping back in his white cushioned chair. Possibly top 100. And yeah, saying that something is maybe the best song you've made and then saying top 100 kind of alludes to the fact that he's made an insane amount of songs, because to have a top 100 of anything, there has to be a huge pool to even draw from, okay? And yeah, so he actually talks about that in a second. But before that, Yeat apparently said, quote, I've got 2 years left. And we don't know what that's referring to. Maybe music, maybe life in general. But he then tells a story about how he almost lost 35,000 songs on his laptop, which is insane that Yeat can just have 35,000 extra songs, in addition to 10,000 more on a hard drive. So apparently he was saved by his girlfriend, Simone Riley, which is, I don't know what's going on with that. Apparently they broke up or something, and she had convinced him to back up his laptop, which was done literally right before it randomly died, with 35 to 45,000 songs on. Like, bro, they would have been gone forever. So thankfully he backed it up. Quote, I would have been messed up. This whole album would have been messed up, Yeat said, shaking his head. And he says he has so many songs because his process is as Adderall fast as the music, and that he's literally in a state of perpetual grinding. Like, he literally just gets in the booth, records songs, blah blah blah, cuts through them super quick, ad-libs, freestyle, whatever. Quote, I don't write anything. I go 30 seconds of just freestyle and I'll probably keep it. First go's usually good, and then maybe they'll work on the beat and stuff and try to figure out how's it going. And I mean, it's a pretty interesting process, bro. Like, being able to just pop out a song, and I mean, I'm sure this is the case for all the Yeat songs you enjoy. Like, he literally just opened up the mic, spit in that shit for like a minute, and that was the song. Repeated the hook, whatever. Like, there's no thought or anything into it. But then again, this could just be what Yeat wants you to think of him and his music. Like, it kind of gives off that energy that he's just like some alien, being who doesn't even have to try. But who knows, bro? Maybe he's lying, and that's just how he wants to be perceived. But yeah, there's also moments of surprising candor in the interview, and he says, quote, at the right time, he'd like to make a song with his dad. And I don't know if you guys knew this, because I definitely did not know this, but his dad was apparently in an electronic folk band before Yeat was born. And I don't even know what electronic folk is. I've never heard of such a genre. I can't think of any artist specifically that even comes to mind when talking about electronic folk. If you know any, let me know in the comments, or if you even know who Yeat's dad was, like, I'll check that out. But I've never heard about Yeat having a dad in the music industry, or not the industry, but making music. It seems like every successful artist nowadays has a parent making music, and I don't think it's like any nepo baby thing or anything like that, but I think just having like a figure you look up to be into music, or at least know the inner workings or know how to make music, I think that can be a big deal. He also talks about his festival in Romania, which was called Beach Please, and this was in July, where he performed in front of 60,000 feverish fans, and he said it was the first time he'd actually performed in his mom's country, you know, of Romania, because obviously Yeat is Romanian. He looks a little Romanian, you know, Eastern European and such. And I actually had a soccer coach from Romania. He was a real mean guy, but like, you know, those mean guys, but they're actually like nice. They're just themselves. So Romania is cool, but in general, I think it's good to like go back to your roots. Like my family's Italian, and when I go back there, it's just like a different like feeling to it. You can't really put it into words. And Yeat had a similar experience. He said that locals recognized him everywhere, and he remembered a particularly joyous moment when he got off a jet ski on the beach and found dozens of kids just standing there waiting for him. Quote, "I took pictures with everybody," adding that the only phrases he knew in Romanian are "come here" and "I love you." So I'm sure there was a lot of "come here's" and "I love you's" being given out at that little beach thing. And that's funny because "come here" and "I love you" I'm sure are like exactly the things that his grandma or mom or grandpa would say to him, so it makes sense that those are the phrases he knew. But yeah, they did this interview at lunch, and by the end of it, they were they were all a bit rosy cheeked, so you know, they were all drinking a little bit, even the interviewer, I guess. And Yeat said, quote, "A couple cups of Veuve got me sauced. I forgot I have a show today." I don't know if I'm saying that right, Veuve. I'm sure that's like a champagne brand or something. Like, I bet my girl would laugh at me if she heard me say it like that. But yeah, Yeat asks if the interviewer wants a beer, and then he hands the interviewer his phone with an animation of beer that drains as you tilt it. And then apparently he said, quote, "You spilled," and he giggles at the interviewer. So like, you know those apps people have where like it's like a beer flowing, like, oh. Yeat is funny. Yeat is a funny guy, bro. I can't imagine. But yeah, they say that Yeat got to the Zenith Arena, which was 6,300 people in capacity, and he does his nice set and stuff. And yeah, the interviewer continues to talk to Yeat while Zach leaves to do his opening DJ set, and the interviewer asks Yeat whether he's a 1 or 2-ply toilet paper guy, which is kind of a disgusting and gross question to ask someone, I'm not gonna lie. And so I don't get mad at Yeat for his answer where he said, "Next question." And yeah, I guess the interviewer thought they were on that close level. He thought that Yeat was a real fun-loving guy and would answer that, but no, bro, that's disgusting. He then asked Yeat about Drake, with whom he scored last year's US #2 hit, second biggest song of the year with IDGAF. And Yeat said, "He's the homie, just a really great guy. We made a couple really good songs. I mess with him, he's bro." And yeah, I mean, I guess Yeat has nice words for Drake, so I'm guessing we won't be getting any Yeat and Kendrick Lamar songs anytime soon, although I don't know if we ever would. Yeat then talks about his persona. And guys, trust me, there's good stuff coming. I know there's been good quotes this whole interview. There's some really funny stuff coming. Just stick around. I know this is a long video, but there's a lot of interesting stuff to share. But Yeat comments on his persona and how some people think he's forcing it, like forcing the mysterious act and stuff. But he said, quote, "It's not like I'm trying to be mysterious. I just do things in a certain way, making things feel more important instead of spamming it all day looking for attention." And yeah, I guess here he's referring to, you know, social media or just how he acts in general, like not really giving away all of his personality to the internet. He says he's not introverted at all, but really picks and chooses who he wants to show his true self to. And I think that's kind of the case with everyone, or at least everyone who you know who's a shy person or whatever. There's at least someone in their life that they're not shy around. Like they feel free to be themselves around. Except Dexter, I guess. Like I've been watching that show recently. Dexter don't show himself to anyone. But he said, quote, "Show me their schematics, and if they're pretty similar to mine, there could be alignment. If it's way off, I'll never talk to them again." So I guess what he's saying there is that he shows his true personality to people that he actually gets along with and, you know, finds connection to. I think he does fake a bit of the persona though, like all this talk of never watching a TV show and meeting an alien and all that stuff. Like he's clearly trying to put off some type of image or something. It's not a bad thing either. Like it's okay to be like that. Then there's a couple more interesting things, but what I actually resonated with is Yeat talking about some, you know, philosophy and thoughts. Quote, "The past is something I can only learn about. The future I've already taken control of." And then they pull off and the interview's over. Okay, so that was a really good conversation, honestly. Shout out to The Face, shout out to John Raffman, Monty Hayworth, Danny Reed, Kieran Press Reynolds, Yeat, obviously. Thanks for giving us this beautiful look into your life. And if you guys have any thoughts or opinions about the video, let me know in the comments. Make sure you drop a subscription, and thank you for watching this far. Peace.